So, guys, we have enjoyed the T20 series between Australia and England. It has been competitive in some ways, but England looked sharp than the Australians. But last match, we have seen how Australians can be on the top if you just give them a small sniffer of a chance. Example, the Mitchell Marsh thing, and in the slips also we have seen how Malan has dropped one or two. So Australians just need a chance to be on the top. That's how the team has been over the years now, and seems England has realized what Australians can be if they are not up to the mark. And now the strong statement from the third T20 is the Mitchell Marsh innings, and Ashton Agar, he has been excellent find for them. It seems he doesn't want the next guy to come onto the wicket and bat. He is just rock solid. He is trying to hit whenever he gets a chance. Looks like a good find, and the catch he took off Bairstow, who was looking dangerous. That cotton ball was not so easy. The similar one Bairstow dropped, we have seen. So that's the kind of day England had on the third day, and eventually they lost the top ranking. So a one day can change the entire scenario. The only positive mark which England can see from that is they have won the series, and David Malan is top of the batting rankings in T20. So these are two positive things which they can take to the ODIs. And now ODI is a completely different scenario. It will be played in a different ground. So now the ODIs are coming to the Manchester. So Manchester is always a batting pitch, and the guys who win the toss definitely elects to bat first. And if you see the teams, the ODI teams, and again here the balance from the England side looks better than the Australian team. So England, Jason Ray definitely comes back to the picture. Jason Ray, Bairstow will be opening, and then you will have Joe Root, Joe Denley, and David Malan, and then Moeen Ali. So looks Ian Morgan and Ian Morgan and then Moeen Ali. So looks like competitor, and then Sam Curran comes into picture, all rounder. So looks too good on paper. And if you see the Australian side, they have a common team for T20 and ODI, but on paper, if you see, Steve Smith looks completely out of touch. Labuschagne could come into the team, and he could play a critical role. David Warner and Finch at the top again here. So Maxwell looks again out of touch with batting. Even though he took wickets, but batting side, it's a little worry for them. As I said, the most important thing, the statement that come out from Mitchell Marsh and Ashton Agar. So these two guys look good. I think Mitchell Marsh would take the spot. So now the major fight between Matthew Wade and Alex Carey happens here. Alex Carey, while he is a cumulative batsman and can hit when required, Matthew Wade is a kind of attacker. So the decision need to be made between Matthew Wade and Alex Carey. I would prefer Alex Carey in the middle, because if the top order wickets are lost, and definitely the Manchester pitch, it's a bowling friendly pitch. It has pace, and but scores are high. So it comes onto the bat well, but pacey pitch. So we have seen how Warner got out with Jeffrey Archer. So definitely, there is a chance that England can pick quick wickets, but if that doesn't happen, it's good for them. If it happens, definitely they need some consolidation in the middle of the innings, or in the middle order. Basically, so Steve Smith, Labuschagne and Alex Carey could do that, and at the end Marcus Stoinis, Mitchell Marsh could hit away. So the combinations need to be got right, and from the bowling side I think Josh Hazlewood would come back to the team. He bowled really well in that third T20. The line and length was good. He looks to be in superb form, and bowling excellent. So while on the England side there are many combinations with respect to bowlers. So if you ask me, considering the history, the last match between England and Australia, which was the semi-final of the World Cup, where England beat Australia, I think the trend would be that way only, and England would win this series comfortably. I would be on the 60-40 side, favoring England here, because that, at least on paper, on practice, on the recent form, it's favorable to England at the moment. But we have to wait for the tomorrow's day and night match. A good match to watch, not the shorter form, it's the longer form, and definitely the equations that were there for T20 will not apply here. On the day, who stands firm, who builds the innings, who accumulates runs ball by ball, would be building the and who builds the innings would help their team. And I see that more people are there on the England team than the Australian team at the moment. But again, on any day, Australia can jump in. A Maxwell innings for a period of 10 overs could change the entire match complexity. And England, they have to be they have to just cut down Ashton Agar. They can't just take 5 wickets or 6 wickets and then get stuck with Ashton Agar. So somehow they have to find, and Nathan Lyon can come into the scenario. I think Australia will stick with Ashton Agar because he has been bowling, his fielding has been good, and he has been scoring good runs and consolidating the innings at the end, which is very important. So now the fight lies between Adam Jumper and Nathan Lyon. It's a tough pick, but considering I think they would considering the Jumper form, even though he took 2 runs, he looked toothless over the entire T20. I think first ODI, Australia might play with Nathan Lyon and then see how he has been faring and then move to Jumper. I'm guessing that way. But one talking point, if you see the entire social media, that Steven Smith catch, people are zooming in and showing that his foot touched the boundary ball of that Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali was building well at that time, and it was checked by third umpire. He gave it out, but now the social media shows zoomed in photos and says that was a 6. So that was one controversial moment in that match, but still anyone could have one off day, and it seems Moeen Ali had it at that point, being a captain, losing the first match in the absence of Ian Morgan. It's a tough luck for him. Hope he will fare well as a all-rounder in ODI innings. A good series awaits the 3 T20s to be played on the same ground. Let's hope it will be a cracker of a series, and we will talk about the Dream 11 team picks just before the match. Thanks for watching.